film study.
All right, this is going to be a no BS film study of Tua versus the Patriots. I thought it was a really, really good game for Tua. I'm hearing he threw short and he's a dink and dunk master. So I'm going to break this down into three categories. It's going to be his release, his deep ball, and throwing on the move, his movement skills. So I'll break all three of those down, each little section, and we'll cover it. And this is no BS. So that means we're not going to be dumping haterade on this, and we're not going to be drinking heavy doses of hopium. There's good and bad, but way more good. But I'm going to point out the failings as well as his successes. All right, so let's get into the film and see what we see. All right, so let's get into the gunslinging quick draw Tua, and look how quick that ball comes out. And it looks like it's just a little nothing, but watch John settle in it, and look at that ball. Just fit right in there. That's about a 6 inches difference, and it's the speed with which he gets the ball out, like a laser. Little quick drop and release. Look at the small window he fits it through, and it's only because that release is so quick. Watch. Fakes the pitch, plant, and then throw. Again, look at this one over here. Fits it through a small window, and it's the release. And notice, it just pops, releases, and hits him in stride. A big play because it can come out, it gets out so quick. So the ADOT, average depth of target, ballooning the YAC, the yards after catch, yeah, it's Waddle speed, but also that release. Look at this one. Right over the head of the defender. Puts it up high, allows Waddle to catch it, pick up a couple. And you see he looks left, trying to hold the linebacker and the safety, and pops it back around, and the release again. Look at that, right over the head of the linebacker. Speed of throw, anticipation, and accuracy. Drops back, and look at this. Watch the pat. I really like this one. So he gets the pitch, holds the linebackers a little bit. Watch the linebacker drop on the pat, and then he brings it back and throws out in front of him. And that pat altered the linebacker's drop. He should have flowed along to the left. Can't see behind him, but that pause right there gives him the space. Very nice play. Fake pitch again, and you can see, look at the linebackers. It's so difficult to get that snap and get it out like that. And the fake handoff, the RPO, and then over the top of the two linebackers, hits Waddle, who's then able, because it comes off so quick, to pick up the touchdown. You can't do that without that kind of release and mobility. It's agility on the move to throw in a offsetted platform. Two on the move, little skip up and run and drop. First down. Get some poor protection. A little chippy from behind and drops it in over the top for the first. That little extra is going to help uplift this offensive line and this offense. Weight, pressure, rolls out, and just picks up a couple. I mean, it's not a big play, but it's better than zero and then getting off schedule. See a little pressure in here. There's a little stunt inside, a three-man stunt. And see, Eichenberg kind of misses his guy. Tua rolls out, and that's just a nice little extra play. Hill holds on to it, thankfully, and picks up, I think 4 or 5 or something. This is the first one, and you see the deep ball, and it'd be very, very easy to say, well, he just threw it short because his arm's a noodle. And, I can't say yes or no, but something here is going to kind of show me that maybe not. Notice right here. See, Waddle at about 8 yards is getting his head turned around. This is a fly. Usually the head doesn't turn around that early because if it's going to be a fly, you figure 15 to 20 is where the balls come out. You're not going to show your cards that early, but he gets that head around, so it almost feels like there's some kind of communication between the two. And he comes back and gets the ball inside. This one is clearly underthrown. It's caught. It's a great catch by Hill. But see, look at this. If he hits him in stride, this is a touchdown right off the bat. This one's about 23 yards on a rope, and very nice throw. Maybe it could have been a little bit better, dip it in there, but he had to put some velocity on it because the safety coming. But he could have maybe put it in there better. But look right there. You can see the ball hits OBJ in the hands. You're not getting a ton of catches. You got to make the most of it. This is something he should have caught and came down with. I think though, the defender jimmied that ball out on the roll around. But still, 23-yard pass, pretty nice pass. I think it could have been a little bit better positioning, but clearly OBJ should have caught that. Now, here's another one. This is another one where you could say it's a little short. And you see he's got a couple of steps on the LB, but the ball comes in short. This is something where you could say, hey, Tua didn't deliver the ball correctly. You can see right there, he is well ahead of the linebacker. If it had been put out in front, that would have been a touchdown. But it gets broken up. So here's another problem. But right away, you could blame Tua and say, terrible throw. But watch Waddle on the in-cut. He settles down. So it's miscommunication. If he had ran through it, it's still risky because he's going to get popped as soon as he catches that football. But it looks a lot less bad of a throw. If you see him settle down like that, it looked like miscommunication. I don't think it was wise either way, and it could have been disastrous. And this is another one here on the rollout. I think this is the play before. And there's no excuse for this. This was just careless. This was just him being a gunslinger, which is part of the reason he's able to throw into these tight windows. And this could have been very, very ugly. That was a very bad decision. So that's really the totality, I think, of maybe your nitpicking, maybe a couple little plays here or there. Then there's this one. Pressure. Quick pressure inside. I think that's on Jones. See that again. Yeah, it's Jones. He gets a hand swat, and then the inside out, and he gets totally beat. And then Tua, nice move. And then the rollout, and that is ugly. So you could see clearly the way the defense, they were playing a lot of 2-3 over coverage, high leverage on their defense, trying to keep things in front, although it was a little too much man. And they can't really handle that man coverage because lack of talent. That doesn't meet up well with our skills. But Tua worked the underneath, used the release to get the ball in quick on the move with pretty darn good accuracy to allow the yards after catch. So it's hard to fault what he did. He was taking what the defense gave him, maximizing it, and putting his receivers in position to do what they should be doing with that speed, is yards after the catch. So I thought this was an excellent game. Not saying it's the greatest game in the history of games, but I thought he managed it well, adding the movement skills, looking a lot more comfortable, and finding his outlet, going through his progressions. I think there's a lot of stuff that's getting pulled together here to give us a lot of hope that Tua is evolving, he is growing. But we'll see. Obviously, the injury situation is going to be the key, and we'll see how it plays out through this critical last stretch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Curtis saying, be well, go Fins. Curtis out. Start building your own online sportsbook today by getting signed up with aceperhead.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.